So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Harsha Malavisula. I'm the Chief Data Officer for the City of Paterson. I'll be your host for today's town hall. We are really excited to have all of you on board. We are expecting a couple of other local businesses to come on board, but I'll just get things started. I moved here last year from LA, where I was working for Mayor Eric Garcetti on his data and innovation team. And for the last few months, I've been working with both US Digital Response and Waterworks Cities to come up with a procurement forecasting product for the city of Patterson. We'll talk a little bit more about that product, and we will show what the product looks like. But first, I'd welcome the mayor to open up with his remarks, and welcome all of you.
Thank you, Harsha. And Los Angeles' loss is Paterson's gain. We're happy to have you here in the Silk City as our Chief Data Officer. Like we stated before, we want to measure so that we can manage and then perform better. And that leads me to why we are having this town hall meeting now, because we want to make sure that Paterson businesses, Paterson-based businesses know that there are opportunities that exist. When I was a councilman, I always made it a point to say, are we seeking out small businesses here within Paterson? Are they aware of opportunities that may exist in municipal government? And so that this couldn't come at a better time. I saw Frank Filippelli Jr. on earlier and talked about his business that he has, Manic Animatics, and they happen to have designed our logo and they've done other work throughout the city. And it speaks to the fact that he's invested as not only just a resident, but he's also located his business here. So we want to encourage more people like Frank and his wife to continue to invest in Paterson. And so since you're putting faith in us, we're putting faith in you. And in the spirit of transparency, we want to make sure that you're aware of how to go about, as far as the procurement process, getting more work in Paterson or getting work in Paterson, because we want to put Paterson-based companies first. And we want to thank the Bloomberg What Works Cities Initiative for extending this opportunity to us to participate in the program. So Harsha, at this time, turn it back over to you, or as they say, the Zoom is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a quick reminder, if you're not speaking, please mute yourself so that we don't hear anything in the background. So this program that has been put together has been done in collaboration with our purchasing team, and they continue to provide us with forecasting data that is really helpful, that we feel will be really helpful for our local businesses. At this time, I'd request Harry Ceballos, who's our QPA, to like quick to talk a little bit more about the project and welcome local businesses. Harry, are you still there? I think you might be muted if you're trying to speak. Okay, so I think
Okay, now I'm good.
Okay.
Harry Ceballos, QPA for the City of Paterson. Along with the comments made by the mayor, before that, thank you everyone for the opportunity to show Paterson, put Paterson at the national level. With this program, I'm very confident that we'll reach out to more vendors, more small and medium businesses that wish to participate in the process. It's real. It's something that we need to do. It's something that, as a councilman, the mayor used to ask the question several occasions how to reach out and let everyone knows what the city of Paterson does when it comes to purchasing of goods and services. Anyone for hardware supplies to engineer services, to legal services, lab services, especially nowadays, and everything in between. We follow the local purchasing laws and the New Jersey, and the main opportunities, anywhere from price quotes to bids to request proposals and to request for qualifications, competitive contracting, and we also use state assigned vendors, and we go nationally looking for co-ops at the national level, which benefit the city when it comes to savings, substantial savings, when we use co-ops at the national level. They have gone out to bid, they have done with transparency, follow the purchasing process, but because of the amount of goods and services that they are now willing and able to sell, of course the prices will go down substantially. But it's good, this is profession and really great, is every day is something new. When it comes to the door, every 5 minutes something new happens. But that's how we keep on going. That's why we keep the city of Paterson in the place where it is. But with this effort, we want to be better because I'm more confident that now that we're reaching out, it will be more participants and we'll be able to again save money and see new faces coming into the process, and we have to help. How we help? We instruct them how to use the forms, 21 or so forms needed in order to participate in a regular bid process. My office is always an open door policy. They can come no appointment needed, and we guide them directly on how to obtain the forms that are needed for them to be participants in the time that we put a bid out. That's for now, that's what I want to say. Also, in the college, my assistant, Joe Barbieri, and he very have been fundamental also to be able to put this program together from the purchasing side. And like always, when we walk into the office, we do only one thing: make sure that everything we're reaching out to the newspaper, to the cable, and also to the Paterson website. And back in the days, we used to have seminars, so we used to invite vendors for them to understand how the process works because they have a difference between the private sector and the public sector. And sometimes they get confused a little bit. And also, again, about the forms needed, you can have the greatest price, the lowest price, but you don't have the forms needed in order for you to be a responsible bidder. That we don't allow you to get award of the contract. So that's the emphasis that we will need to have to make sure that anyone that wishes to participate know about the forms needed for them to be prepared. And what I always tell everyone, it's not only for the city of Paterson, the same forms that I require for the city of Paterson, they're required for the rest of the towns in New Jersey. So the effort that they want to put in order to obtain the forms, they want to open the door not only to do business with Paterson, but throughout the state. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. I look forward to working with Joe and you to keep this program working with our local businesses and make sure that we continue to update the data. And we look forward to innovating with the procurement team that we have here. Right now, I want to turn it over to the Results for America team. And Greg from Results for America team will give a little bit of overview of the program, and then we'll show our minimum viable product, which right now exists in a Google spreadsheet, and we'll walk our local businesses through what we have developed so far. Greg.
Yes.
Okay.
Quick thing, can you make Owen a co-host so that he can share his screen? Hi everyone. Thank you for being here today. It's really great to see all these people here. So Owen and I are, we both work under a program called the What Works Cities Initiative, which involves a number of cities all around the United States, and is generally focused on helping them use data to improve residents' lives. And there's a lot of different facets to that work, but our slice of the work is focused on helping city governments connect residents and community members with information. As Harsha mentioned, the city of Paterson is looking to make it easier for businesses to bid on city contracts. So when city bids are officially published in the newspaper, once that happens, there's usually a window of, I think, a couple weeks when they're open for bidding. And particularly if you're a small business with a small staff, you might not have the time or resources to constantly stay on top of all these announcements. And so one thing the city is trying to do to help with this issue is provide more information in advance about likely upcoming opportunities. So that's opportunities that haven't yet officially been published and aren't yet open for bidding, but are expected to be soon. And so that way you can look out for upcoming opportunities that may be relevant for your business. And so recently, the city of Paterson, thanks to a number of people's work, has assembled for the first time ever a list of these upcoming opportunities. And so Owen's going to share this on the screen here so that you can look. And this is publicly available on the web, and I'll share a link to this after I'm done talking. So at the heart of this is a table containing a list of projected upcoming procurement opportunities, or bid opportunities. So we'll look at a couple examples here. And Owen can point to these, but the Department of Public Works, or DPW, is expected to be looking for several services soon. HVAC maintenance, repair and installation, road resurfacing, scrap tire removal. For these examples, the estimated value is still to be determined. An estimated contract term is 12 months. It's anticipated to be open for bidding in the fourth quarter of this year, which we're currently in. And here's an email address you can contact for more information. So if you're a company, let's say you're a company that provides one of these services, let's say you do scrap tire removal, having this information available to you can help you know to look out for this as it is expected to be coming up for bid soon. And then you might be able to compete on that, or you will be able to compete on that if you want to. If you're unsure of what some of these columns mean or what some of the values in the table mean, you see up here there's just an explanation as to what each of these refers to. We can sort of go back to the table here. I'll give you a few seconds to look over this. And again, I'm going to share it away. And so, as I said, the hope is that businesses will find or may find this type of information useful as they think about upcoming business opportunities to be on the lookout for. I will, actually, let's see if I can. Owen, do you have permissions to put things in the Zoom chat?
Yeah, try that right now.
We will, we're in the process of trying to share this link, but hopefully that'll be in the Zoom chat box there. And you can also find it, there's an article about today's town hall that also has a link to this. That
should be in the chat now.
Great, perfect. So as I said, this is the first version of this information being published, and there's another group of people who are working on what may be a more user-friendly version of this information to go on the city's website. And so with that, I will pass this off to them.
Thank you, Greg and Owen. So we did see the minimum viable product, which is the Google spreadsheet. I am working with our city IT department to also have the link to this Google spreadsheet up on the procurement page. It should be up by next week. So you can also go to the current city's website, go to the purchasing department's page, and then you should be able to see this link. So this is what we have as the first step, but we also want to move towards building an open procurement portal where it's easy to access information, where information can be searchable, and uh, it's easier for businesses to look at information and follow information. So the city of Paterson has been working with a team of technologists called US Digital Response. So I will hand it over to Colin from US Digital Response, who's going to talk a little bit about what they do and share some prototypes about what the new procurement portal can look like.
Awesome, thank you, Harsha. Hi, I'm Colin. I am on the USDR team, US Digital Response. We are an organization that spun out at the beginning of COVID that came together by recruiting a bunch of technologists to volunteer with local governments on whatever their need may be at the moment to meet the crisis. So, for example, some of the projects the organization has been working with have to do with COVID testing, i.e. building schedulers, to figuring out building polling locator tools and how to get people how to vote now that a lot of people weren't going to be voting in person this election. And as time progressed, we are also beginning to see a little bit more economic relief projects as well too, such as this one. So I have been spending, along with a designer and a developer who are not on the call at the moment, we've spent the last couple weeks to months speaking with Harsha, Owen, Greg, and also with various party members from Paterson team to talk about this next iteration of the procurement portal. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you what that looks like. Before I present, I want everyone just to recognize that some of the text in there isn't final. Some of it is just potentially filler. So keep that in mind as I walk through the designs. Great. Is everybody able to see my screen?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So what I have here is basically an update to the current homepage for the purchasing website, right? The intent of this page right here is to lay out the opportunities in a more clear and digestible way. So here you have a search function, and as you scroll below, each available opportunity that is live for bid will exist within its own placard, if you will. And we will include basic information there, such as the title, the bid, potentially the department, the date that it was posted, and the date that one needs to submit it by. And something that we we're also thinking about was, so right now, as it currently exists on the website, if you click into it, you are led to a PDF of the description. We were thinking of also including that, but also moving forward, adding a separate link for the submission files too, so that they can go ahead and download it immediately, as opposed to emailing Harry and then like waiting to hear back and filling it out. They can just do it all from the get-go. And on the left over here, these are meant to be filters. So if you are a specific type of business who does some type of work, or potentially there is a budget size, or you're looking for an RFP versus an invitation to bid, that is where you're going to be filtering it through. This is still, we're working with Harsha, we are figuring out the type for that, so that also may change, so something to keep in mind. And basically that is going to be the homepage version of this. The next screen I'm going to show you is. There we go. So this is the second tab. This is the upcoming opportunities. This is what Greg and Owen just showed. Right now, it currently exists in a spreadsheet, right? So what we're hoping to do is to embed that spreadsheet onto this page. So if we scroll down, this is where all the upcoming opportunities will be. This is just a screenshot of an embed that we just pasted into the designs. And above it, we're going to include a key for certain terms in the event that someone may not understand what some of the jargon may be. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. This is the vendor FAQ. Again, this is just placeholder text. In speaking with Harry, it seems like a lot of people do come to him for questions. People do just show up, and ideally, this could be the first place where they go if they have any immediate questions, certainly around filling out the application and any other information. And then this is the contact page. So a lot of Harry's information is going to exist here. Also a little bit more about the purchasing website, like the information that currently exists on the homepage right there. But if we find that the information is a little bit redundant, then we could also potentially just put this back in with the vendor FAQ. And that's all. Does anybody have any questions, or is there a particular screen you would like to see again? And I can go ahead and drop the link in the Zoom chat as well too, so everybody can have a little bit more time after the town hall to review it.
Thank you.
This is great. Actually, one quick thing. Do you want to show any of the mobile? Yes. Let me. The mobile did not export properly in that view, so I'm gonna look at on this view instead. So this is the mobile version for the homepage where the current opportunities exist. And then moving on over to the upcoming opportunities. Here is the vendor FAQ. And then the contact page. Great. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Colin. So at this time, we can open it up for Q&A and discussion. Any questions about what we've presented so far, or anything else that the business community want to let us know? If this is going to be useful, how else can we make this better for you? We are here to take notes and have a discussion.
Harsha,
Mm-hmm.
if any line there for comments besides the FAQ?
What do you mean?
Comments, like as you right now you mentioned that anything that the vendor might think it would be best for them to have a full information of what's coming down, because if, for example, the frequent asked questions, they're going to be the questions and an answer below, because I cannot look at the screen right now. but it's a FAQ. Does it have the question and they need to have the answers or only the questions?
So for the FAQ, there'll be a question and then there'll be an answer below it. Uh,
Okay.
Colin,
All right.
you can. Is there a way for businesses to tag Harry and his team, and can they like use the comments feature to respond?
Are you talking about within the designs or the FAQ section?
I mean, the design it has started for everybody, so I am not concerned. I believe no one should be concerned about that. But like besides the comments, one would be like not enough time to gather all the paperwork needed, so this time I won't participate. Uh, Others are here. I will have vacation, so that means the opportunity. But or something like you should leave the information with the result or the bid process certain amount of days for anyone to be advised. Yes, they open the bids. Yes, they will have vendor awarded the contract, company name, amount of the contract, and so on and so forth. Do you think we need something like that, inclusive of this, or that would be too premature at this point?
I feel like with what, if I'm understanding properly, I feel like a lot of that could be handled via email with you, correct?
Okay, perfect. I'm good.
Okay. And I feel like that information that, the scenarios that you just mentioned, that's all being handled via email and just like direct contact with you for now. Is that correct?
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Arthur.
Thanks, Harry. I know Frank is online, Deshaun Wells, Nick, like you other businesses who like want to be part of this town hall. So wanted to like hear from you about how procurement is working for you, like, and if this product will be useful for you to determine like future opportunities with the city.
And Harsha, I just want to comment. I'm happy to see that Deshaun Wells has joined us. He's got quite a success story. He was recently featured in Tap into Paterson. He started off cleaning windows downtown, and now he owns his own company. And he's doing well. This is the type of story we need to tell in the city, and the type of business we want to encourage to seek out work here in Paterson.
Yes, ma'am. That's an awesome story.
Yeah, if I could interject for a second here. From what I understand, I noticed you guys were saying that it would be in public, certain publications like local news and things like that. If there was ever a job that a potential bid could that we could put potential bids in for. But would this thing send messages as well? Like, is there potentially some sort of online newsletter where it could automatically update you, maybe the way the Paterson app does it or something like that?
So I'll talk about it a little bit and then I'll let Colin respond as well. So we are thinking about a way where we can proactively communicate with businesses about what opportunities are coming up. Like technically, I don't know if it will be available within the first iteration of the website, but that is something that we are aware of. That every time there is a new upcoming opportunity, we if we get email addresses of businesses, we are thinking about how we can proactively communicate to businesses and ask them to check it out. Does that answer your question, Frank?
Yeah, exactly. That's all I was thinking. I was just thinking of a nice way of streamlining it, where, like I said, maybe like an online email newsletter or something, which kind of gives you a dump of all the different jobs that are out there. But then also, I mean, obviously in the future, because I know you guys are still building it, but maybe even in the future having it where you have in the database information about particular companies. So, like for example, I'm a design company. So I could tell you all the information about what I do, logo design, websites, animation, and when I stick that in there, because that's in the database, every time any job pertaining to what I do pops up, it just automatically sends out to anybody who's related to.
Yeah, that's like really great feedback. We were actually thinking about giving businesses the opportunity to follow a certain topic, like follow a certain category of bits that they're interested in, and and once that happens, every time there is a new job opportunity, bid opportunity, procurement opportunity within that
I'm
category,
so
we
sorry.
could.
You cut out for me. Could you repeat that one more time? I'm so sorry.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, I hear you fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we were thinking about giving businesses the opportunity to follow certain topics. For example, like you've mentioned design. So design could be a category that you could follow. And then every time there is a new bid opportunity under design, we would automatically send an email blast to all businesses
Right.
that have subscribed to that category. So that is something we're discussing internally. It's
Okay.
a good feedback to know that that is something businesses are looking as well. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I know you guys are probably working on that for the future. That's the only thing I would say now, just because it does make a little bit of sense. Like obviously, it's nice to have a whole list, but I just would hate to have local businesses lose interest because they don't see what's there for them. I want it to be where maybe like they, it targets them and it keeps them engaged, so they don't fall off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm sure you guys got that all figured out. So thank you.
Colin, do you want to add anything?
I don't have anything to add. I agree with what you said, Harsha. I think, and Frank, thanks for your feedback. That's definitely very valuable for the next iteration of this. I think the goal for right now is try to launch with whatever we can. But the email notification thing is something that we have been discussing, and we should be implementing hopefully in the next round.
Other feedback, comments for us?
How you doing? T-Shawn Wells here. I want to know, I didn't catch it, I was about 5 minutes late. Are there anywhere up there that let people know the minimum requirements? Or what are the requirements for these type of bids? Because, they're just starting the business out. I know some of them from experience. You have to have 2 years or 4 years to have a certain portfolio, if I will. To even be able to submit or be considered for bids? Or is there something up there like that? Or is it going to be from startups or your past experience of your resume of your business?
So I think right now when we do an advertisement on the newspaper, I think it lists all the requirements. But for the upcoming projections, we don't have a minimum requirements list. But let me talk to our procurement team, and if that is something that we can share, we will like definitely include that in the upcoming procurements because that will be a useful information for a business to even see if they're eligible to apply or not.
Okay, now one more. Is there going to be anything set aside for small businesses? Like small business minority owned?
Right now, we do not have anything set aside for small businesses and minority owned businesses, but that is in scope of the discussion, and we might like bring something up to the council. And thank you for your feedback. Other comments and questions? I mean, you can also like share your experience with the procurement website as it is right now, and like tell us how do you typically find information around contracting opportunities for the cities, and like what can the city do to make it better.
I'm back again.
Yeah.
All right, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from my past experience, we worked over in Newark and East Orange. We did Newark municipalities over there as far as fire departments, police departments, mayor's offices, and the whole municipality. 2 years prior to that, I seen it. I just went there and put in for it. And there was no type of guide there, so we end up not even going through with it. So fast forward 2 years. What I see that they did different is that they had like a point person that you can always get to. Also with the the online stuff in the email information, but they also had like a point person that you can ask questions, or a point person that because some people didn't know you had to do make 4 copies of the bid, so they would submit one and then they just disqualify. So that type of information I think would be beneficial to anybody when you put it in there, because then if they just submit one bid, some people are doing only front page or black and white, and it may be colors. So different municipalities require different things. But I know they had like one point person, and to tell them that page 18 needs to be notarized, or you have to be there by 10 o'clock, and if you're not there by 10 o'clock, we won't accept anything. So it's like certain little things like that the information to somebody searching like I was years ago. I just didn't know it, and you miss out on good opportunities because you don't know that type of information.
Yeah, that's really useful. I think we try to include a lot of this in the FAQ section. Harry and Joe from the purchasing team are 2 point persons, and I know like a lot of businesses call them to like get additional information. I also know that Jersey City has a really good online how to bid with with the city documentation. So we'll try to see if we can replicate something similar for the city of Paterson, and we'll put it up front on the website so that businesses have as much as information they need to bid with the city. And then Harry's team is always there to like help our businesses. But are there cities that you, in your experience, that you've worked with who do a really good job of like putting out a lot of information in New Jersey that you think we should model after?
Yes, from my experience, uh, doing this, I would say the city of East Orange was real easy to work with. They
Uh-huh.
were very easy to work with. They didn't want you just walking in and trying to go into chambers and sitting down talking to people. But they had a point person that she would come downstairs and even maybe answer a question for you, or you'll say, I don't know about page 13 of um, donating money to any campaign. And, certain things that you just don't know that people may do along the way, because everybody has relationships. So if they do something, it may just disqualify them and they wouldn't even know it. Maybe I went to a state dinner, or maybe I went. So they had a lady that you can talk to, um, or she'll get back to you in a real timely manner to answer a question, or she'll tell you, all the specs are in the bid. I can't answer that question. I can't direct you on any type of law or any type of way you should go, or prices or anything like that. Normally, they don't give you the prices of if they want surfacing, they're not gonna say they got $15 million or $5 million for that. You just have to, you just kind of have to know it. So maybe somewhere in the near future there can be some type of training to let people look at those things and see how to price out, and not just underbid just to undercut, and then you're not able to do it, perform. So East Orange was pretty good. East Orange was pretty good.
And Harry, like I know you do some
Yes,
trainings too.
yes. Good afternoon. Welcome for your comments. I also welcome you to come to our office. I mentioned in the beginning that we have an open door policy. And you're correct. There are many forms that need to be filled out when you participate in the bidding process. In my office, we here to help, and then we show you step by step what the signature is going to go, what issue need to be notarized. We help you business registration certificate, big bond, consent of surety, non-pollution affidavit, uh, anything that is needed in order to any vendors provide and complete the package when they participate. We help you the first day, the second day, until you find satisfied with all the answers. One thing that we'll never discuss with anybody is about prices. That's your decision to make what prices you will put on the sheet. But from first page all the way to the last page that need to be filled out, we're here to help you. We guide you. If you don't have a form, if you don't have a DRC, we provide you with a website with a second line number for you to call and enroll. Public work contract certificate, same thing. And then we guide you to the fullest to make sure that when you walk out from our office, you have all the information needed for you to participate and have a complete big package. Now, when it comes to hours, basically in Paterson is 11 o'clock, and they're correct in East Orange. 10 o'clock is 10 o'clock. You walk into my office 11:01, unfortunately, I cannot receive the big package. We will go over that too when we go over the forms, because every requirement have a reason to be there. We follow state law, and we want to make sure that as many participants, in order to, like I mentioned at the beginning, probably you made my statement, it was like you can have the best price, but if you miss one of the forms, you disqualify, and that's very sad. It's really sad. So we're here to help. Anytime you welcome, is no appointment needed. I'm looking forward to have a sit down with you or anybody else who wishes to participate. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. Are there other questions, comments?
I just want to jump in here a second. I'm Kathleen Long from the city, the business administrator for the city. So I want to thank our small businesses who joined us for a little input and some feedback. It's really helpful. And so, such thanks to our USDR team friends and our Work Cities friends here. This is, kind of free consulting services that the city is getting for this project to really just to have a resource out in the world that makes cities better. And we are always open to being guinea pigs and to be for providing some feedback, but we are so grateful for this resource because a city like Paterson doesn't get this every day. So thank you for helping us just make things better for our local community.
Thank you, Kathleen. So, I know the meeting was scheduled till 5:30, but if there are no additional questions or comments, we can close early. But if there are additional questions and comments, we are also happy to hang out for a bit. Um, so I'll just leave it out to the business community, and I know Orlando here too. So if they have any other questions for us.
One quick question. When is this planning on being live, activated?
So the Google spreadsheet is already live with the upcoming opportunities. We'll also put it on our city's procurement page by next week. I'll email the link to all the participants today after this call. The portal, we are aiming to launch it by end of Q1 2021. Colin, does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, I think it really depends. So right now we have some outstanding questions with the city's tech vendor, and once we're able to meet with them, we'll have a little bit more clarity on the login we'll need to build it out. But we understand that it's of utmost importance to get it out as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Harsha,
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for hosting this forum. I want to thank our friends at What Works Cities, Owen, Greg, thank you for participating as well. Harry from my team, our very capable business administrator Kathleen Long. But I believe the most encouraging aspect of this session is that we have the likes of Deshaun Wells and Frank Filippelli Jr. participating. Because like I've stated before, we want to encourage Paterson-based businesses to bid on work that's available throughout the city. Like I stated, you've made an investment in our city, and now it's time for the city to make sure that if everything is appropriate, that you get that return on your investment. So in the interest of transparency and the interest of encouraging people who are here locating their work in the city, we want to thank all of you.
Thank you, Mayor. Any final words from the Results for America team or the USDR team?
I want to say thank you to everybody who attended today, and thank you to the mayor, and thanks for Harsha for the opportunity to work with you.
Thank you, Owen.
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming out, and we're very excited about this, and hope that this is something that's helpful and useful, and that plugs into the city's broader efforts to invigorate the local economy.
Thank you, Greg. So, if nothing else, I want to thank everyone who took time of this Friday afternoon to be with us. To the business community, your feedback is really valuable. We will incorporate that into the design of our product. It's also really exciting to know that we are on the right path, and we really value getting some critical feedback from the business community. You can always reach our purchasing team, and you have my email. So if you have other questions, if you have additional feedback, please feel free to email me. After this call ends, I'll also email all of the resources to all the participants.
Thank you, Harsha.
Thank you, Mayor. If nothing else, I hope all of you have a safe and a good weekend. Thank you.
You too.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you very much.